Welcome to Nick's NBL show, where we break down the latest NBL news and opinions that you won't find anywhere else. Let's get started.
Five takeaways from the last round.
Is it just me, or did there seem to be a lot more fouls called this past round? Well, I did a comparison between round 7 and round 1. On average in round 1, there were 35.4 fouls per game, with 36.4 free throw attempts. This past round, the average number of fouls per game was 39, with 46 free throw attempts. Now these numbers don't show a massive increase in fouls per game, but maybe my perception was skewed from watching the Tassie-New Zealand game, where there were 48 fouls and 57 free throws. That's 1.2 fouls per minute, making it a very frustrating game to watch. Just let the guys play, damn it. The Shaun Bruce game winner. The Kings have done it again and pulled a victory from the jaws of defeat with a last-second buzzer beater. This time it was Shaun Bruce who hit the winning shot against the Hawks. The Kings keep finding ways to win and the Hawks keep finding ways to lose. The Kings remain championship favourites. Chase Buford's Pseudo timeout. Staying with the Kings, have a look at this Pseudo timeout towards the end of the game.
Next one, Will. No timeout for Buford, but he's calling him over to try to get him organised.
Let's go. Chase.
The Kings had no timeouts left, but Chase Buford still gathered his players to talk, even after the refs told him multiple times to break it up. What makes this interesting to me is how many times a player has been called for a delay of game warning when he inadvertently touches the ball after a made basket, which doesn't really delay the game at all. But in this instance, there's no delay of game called. To me, this is the prime example of delaying a game. The ref even gave them 4 chances. George King from the Illawarra Hawks returns to the USA, replaced by Michael Frazier II. The Hawks' run of bad luck continues, losing yet another import to a season-ending injury. This time, however, they found a replacement pretty quickly in former Perth Wildcat Michael Frazier II. Let's hope he has a better season with the Hawks than he did at the Wildcats. New Zealand are unbreakable. The Breakers endured massive travel delays this past weekend. They had a 17-hour trip from Auckland to Launceston and defeated the JackJumpers on the road, then faced further travel delays coming home, arriving in Auckland at 3 a.m. on game day. Despite all this, they managed to win both games in the round, cementing them as legitimate championship threats. They also faced abuse from the Tassie crowd, with one JackJumpers member being banned for life after throwing a clapper at the team toward the end of the game. Wildcats Corner. The Wildcats have announced their fan day in January. Traditionally, this has happened in the preseason. It's a great opportunity for fans to meet new and old players and make a personal connection with them before the season begins. It allows casual fans to become more invested in the season, in my opinion. January is an odd time to hold the fan day. While it's good that it's happening at all, I feel it's far too late. The season is 3/4 finished by this stage, and that chance of making a good first impression is long gone. Not only that, but until this announcement, there was no communication between the club and the fans that the fan day would be delayed this year. For all we knew, it wasn't going to be happening at all. Moving on, this past round, the Wildcats game was only the 3rd highest attended of the round, with Melbourne, Southeast Melbourne, and the Sydney Illawarra games exceeding it. This is great for the league. High attendance throughout all the cities is a wonderful result, but it's also concerning for the Wildcats, who continually set low marks for attendance in non-COVID restricted games this season. A lot of people are blaming the Thursday night time slots, and while that's a factor, I just don't buy it. Not too long ago, the stadium would have had 11,000 plus, no matter what day of the week it was. I think fans are feeling disconnected from the club and are staying away. There's another Thursday game this round, followed by a Monday game. I'll be keeping an eye on the attendance figures for those games, plus the following ones when they're back to weekends. On the plus side, they've listened to the fans and have reverted some of the game night changes. And finally, some news for you Perth-based viewers. Keep January 29th free. The NBL Pocket Podcast and the Sports Blokes Podcast will be holding an away viewing of the Wildcats versus JackJumpers game at the Backlot cinema. Tickets are $30 and include a viewing of the game on a big cinema screen in comfy chairs, followed by a live recording of both podcasts and a Q&A session after the game. Go to nblpocketpodcast.com/live to purchase tickets or scan the QR code on your screen. And that's all we have time for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.